Oh.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Why are you sad?
Because he's Finnish and they're always sad.
Or drunk. Or drunk.
Oh, because you're right beside Lori.
Oh, give me a second. I will come back soon.
Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to start talking. So consensus banana phase 1 is like probably 98% done. The only thing left is a cleanup issue. So, which I think is just in needs review. That's cool. Phase 2, I don't really know where we are with that. Morton, can you maybe give us an idea?
Yeah. So phase 2, the whole like separation of all the classes and all that stuff. We kind of hit into the bump that was JavaScript now,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
basically we have so much JavaScript that is like pretty much burned into the core. That meant all of the templates that about a week ago we had all of the templates converted. Everything was good to go. We have tested everything worked. The problem was that all the class names that all did function. We still had styles on that. So Alex actually gave us a pushback on that. So what I've been doing this week, let me see if I can find the issue, is I actually sat down and took all of the forms and then added a new JS prefix class to the forms to make sure that we can actually separate it. And I have it here somewhere. I don't know what's that. And I got to actually turn green yesterday. Which is like one of the big things that we need to go through and separate all of the JavaScript out. Else, it looks like all of the templates are more or less clean. It's the stuff that's not about JavaScript has to figure it out. And that's
Yeah. Hold on a second.
somebody's making a ton of noise.
I'm going to mute these jerks. If you guys need to talk, just unmute yourself.
So basically, we have, I think I got all the form widgets done. Then we have the drag and drop element from the tables. That one I saw WebCheck pushed it in today, but maybe it will be pushed back. I think so. We're still using just one class for everything. Instead of indentation, it's called JS-indentation now. So I'm gonna ping Alex part later today and figure out what we're gonna do with it. If it comes back, it's fine. I know exactly what to do with it. But the issue I put up there, 2431671, is basically the catch-all for all of the JavaScript. Not all of the JavaScript, for all of the forms. So all of the basic form, like and all the states and all of that. And this is kind of the easiest way to do it without losing an idea of what goes on, because there's a lot of stuff going on all around, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. So and I'm pretty sure that the templates could need right now in the state of working, quote unquote. The problem is we also need to do screenshots. We need to find where is these forms actually rendered out, so we can show that there's no visual progress. So that's going to be the next step of it, but that's one of the things I hope to get done like later next week. Because if we have that done, then we have the rest of the templates are pretty much done, all of them, and then we can take the next step and hopefully get a discussion with. I want to move the rest of the administration templates over as well, but we can't really do that before we have all the other things fixed first and cleaned out. So we actually make sure the whole exercise is to make sure that all of the code in the JavaScript or in the CSS classes or markup or tests to work. That's actually the whole issue. So we don't end up in 2 years suddenly having templates we can't modify the way we want because we forgot some test or something now. I would hate to see that happen. So it's kind of that next step This gives us, when we're done with this, this gives us on the CSS part, gives us a chance to actually look at all the templates and get an overview of what actually comes out of Drupal, because that's one of the things I know that no themers or front-enders I've worked with so far have an idea of what actually comes out of core. It's kind of, there's a lot of things coming, and we kind of find it as we go. And this can give us a chance to actually do that. So this is the next step for it. So that's the thing I hope to get some focus on, and have some people to help me out, especially this form required stuff. I need people who actually knows JavaScript better than me, and see if we should maybe rewrite some of it to be data attributes instead, which would make it more elegant, instead of us just pounding on more and more classes. Because we do add another class right now, and it's not. I don't know if it's elegant or not, but I'm a little afraid that it might get some pushback. So, anyways, else it looks like we're pretty good shape of phase 2, which actually gets me to the thing. I'm just going to jump on it a little bit. One of the things we talked about back in the first part of the banana was also the, first of all, file structure and all of that, but also the CSS structure. And I saw WebCheck at some point put out like, oh, we have a lot of money we want to throw at people who want to solve issues. And I'm kind of like, if we could solve the whole CSS issue, how actually the stuff is done, and set up a sprint in about 4 weeks or so, 5 weeks, something. I don't know. I just think we need to do a banana part 3, which is actually the CSS structure, and get a complete overview of the whole CSS structure, everything that goes on. So we could actually have a one-pager with all the class names on that we can then figure out, are these classes even named right? Does they make sense when the system we use right now? And at that point as well, take on the template files and figure out, should this block-list HTML.twig, do we want to rename all of these template files as well? So that whole cleanup structure, CSS files, all of that stuff. We might need to do a banana part 3 meta issue, but yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, basically we need some help with the JavaScript and getting that stuff cleaned up, and that's part of the banana phase 2, and be done with it, so we can actually separate the stuff out and find all the little things. Because I understand that about in a month we're going to have an upgradable beta, right? Cuts, is that the plan?
Well, it's sure. I mean, that's kind of what we're hearing, but it's when it's ready.
Yeah, when it's ready. Which, in my dream world, that would mean that we got 3 to 4 months to clean up the rest before we go into 91. Which basically means that we might have, I don't know if it's realistic being release candidate 1 in 4 months. But that means that that's the amount of time we have to get the front end done, and the faster we can get it done, the better. So there's definitely the green markup and all of that stuff. I hope to get more put in on it again, because now we can actually work with it. That's going to be the next big issue, and figure out all the stuff that we forgot.
Yeah. Basically. I'm not putting any money on it or anything, but my guess would be that RC1 would be around DrupalCon Los Angeles, just in terms of, a big push and publicity and all that stuff. So, middle of May that does give us a few months. Or a couple months.
Yeah, I think, what do you say, middle of May, something like that?
Yeah. I don't know, that's just my guess. It's maybe not, but the criticals need to go down for that to happen.
That's kind of my feeling too, that the next 2 months we actually really need to step up the game from the front end and really hammer through, especially so we can get to find all the stuff that I figured out, oh shit, the menu still have hard-coded menu classes and stuff. And see if we can figure some of that stuff out and and actually get to like document all the template, all that stuff. So we actually we need to find all the crap, which is going to take some time. So, all right.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that sounds good. So we know that the JS is like the blocker.
Yeah.
For phase 2. Anything to update on the file structure? Like since, it seems like things are kind of settling down in that issue from my standpoint.
Yeah, I need so a thing I would love to see. We learned that when we did the Node TPL.
Yeah.
Node template. When we converted the Node template, we went back and forth for I think about 3 weeks over a fucking tag or something. It was absurd.
Yeah.
And at some point, I was about to do a rage quit, and then instead I forced somebody to actually pull RTBC on it.
Yeah.
And then it was pretty much, do anybody have any objections to this being RTBC? And suddenly, all of the big concerns over a file name or whatever the fuck it was disappeared. Because it was like, okay, this is like pretty straight up. So I would love if anybody wanted to. I'm going to do screenshots here right after this meeting and put it up on the issue, update the issue summary. If somebody would look through it and say, okay, this is actually, this is at this state, quote unquote, good enough. I'm hoping in London, I'm talking with Alex Pot about it as well. We're going to do some testing on it. But pulling the trigger on it could be, it's not to force it, but more to force people out of the bushes if there's somebody who actually have an issue with it.
So like kind of leave it at RTBC for like a week or something, and
yeah, say if there's nobody like hammering on it for RTBC until like and we take it up as well on. I'll take it up in London. That was one of the things we talked about, like time boxing it for like end of February. Like, okay, this is where we're at. After the last version, and I actually had a bunch of good ideas also about like renaming template files and stuff. After that one came in, it seemed like I feel pretty good with it. I mean, I would love to see it just get pushed in right now, to be honest.
Yeah, the renaming is not a bad idea, but it should be a separate issue, number 1, and number 2, it's a bigger change than this.
Yeah, renaming the template
it's like an API change.
Yeah. And renaming is one of the things that I'm less concerned about as soon as we have the file structure in place.
Yeah.
Because file structure will tell you a long way what stuff do. And
there's also the issue to improve the documentation inside the template, so even if you have no idea, you can at least open it up and get some idea as to what it does.
So it feels like, and I've been trying to ping people out of the bushes and getting them to like come and play, but it's, I don't want to get dragged into this. I'm going to update the issue here today. I couldn't fly out as early as I wanted though, so I know that Rachel is in control over the code sprint on Friday. I'm code sprint on Sunday, and now it's their fault, so we can hopefully get some things done. I hope to put full emphasis on Banana Part 2, because a lot of it now is testing and screenshots, so we make sure we don't burn something down. And a couple of the issues we got like RTBC 3 times, and then JavaScript crap came up. So with a little luck, we could be done with that next week, so we can take next step. And yeah, all good things. Oh, and as a bonus thing, now we're talking about files. It looks like we're. I pushed you a little bit on SVGs because of the feed icon.
Yeah.
And started by just making the feed icon a background image instead, and we got that done, and that's ready to roll now. And now, then we begin to battle around SVG files, and now we've actually set up. I started an issue with a meta on SVG guidelines and requirements for Drupal, because it's one of the things that none of us really have any or a lot of experience with. SVGs are pretty new.
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot of things that i.e. urban myths or legends, or how do I work with them, and all of these kind of like um, so that's going to be a really interesting thing. But big shout out to especially Bill Wilson, who completely took it on. Even that he tried to scope creep the shit out of my background image. He tried to merge both of them together, and I was just like, no. We will never get this into a background image first. Yes. Then I created the SVG guidelines, and I think they're now uncommon. I don't know what. Yeah. And even when Leas was agreeing with me about that, don't scope creep this. Yeah, I almost got a heart attack when that happened.
Yeah.
So when you wake up in the morning and you check the issue queue and you see somebody just dumped a 3-month discussion into your issue, that was like 3 lines of code.
And
so
this was.
It looks like we're getting people in now into the issues that we haven't seen a lot of earlier, but they are taking on their specialities. Yeah. So that's really, really cool, and I'm really happy to see that. And I'm beginning to see new people's faces popping up with the CSS issues. I ran like the last 3 or 4 weeks. I've been running a CSS lint attack on Drupal core, and that was actually when a lot of it right now is just cleaning up the dumb shit. But we really need to do another cleanup and another cleanup, because at some point we will actually have cleaned up core enough that it will be how to say it. We have had 10 years of ideas of how CSS was structured within the template files, and the further down we come into these issues, the more we can actually see that a lot of this stuff that we have in the core modules are just pure themes. It's pure like colors or backgrounds or whatever. And a lot of that is small layout changes and stuff like that, and that should actually build to a basic system. So that by organizing it, we're gonna really clean up a lot of CSS. So and there's a whole bunch of new people coming in on those issues. So and especially credit to Emma for pushing so many people towards that. So that's really good to see. So you can actually just put guidelines in and then run away from an issue and see it happen. Oh, and I made it into top 100 this week on yeah.
Yeah, Morten.
Yeah, I was checking it for fun, because I used to have like 12 like patches or something, and I was like, what the fuck? I've been in core issues for a year and a half. So, anyways.
Or core bike
I'm
shows.
expecting to get a crown or something. There should actually be a special crown for like taking on the big bike shits.
Yeah.
So yes, but anyways, I feel really, really good about how the front end is now beginning to work on. It was a really important push that we got the first part of it moved over, because yeah, it gives us a chance to move slowly forward and finding all of these like old issues. And a lot of it is, I'm pretty sure if we do a blame on the code, we will find commits are like 10 years old in some of this stuff.
Oh yeah.
So if that could do it, and I don't even want to know how it looks over on your side, Carter, because I've just seen the crap comes out of the CSS and I'm like.
It's pretty much the same thing a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, welcome David. We talked about banana stuff and we talked about file structure stuff, and I think we're pretty good on all that. Morten said that the big blocker now on the phase 2 is kind of the JavaScript and what to do with that, or the classes that have to do with JavaScript.
Yeah.
Yeah, Morten's making a big mess everywhere.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, that's why I made the big messy form JavaScript issue. Let me just find the. I mean, I can get my JavaScript to work, quote unquote. I would love to have some grown-ups to actually come in and there we go.
I want to jump into kind of this nerdy Twig thing in a second. But does anyone else have anything else that they want to talk about before we do that? It's
Let's go to the nerdy stuff.
What's that?
Let's go to the nerdy stuff.
Nerdy stuff. Okay, so I'm pasting a link into the Hangout. It's issue 2424445. Wrong translation in pager.html.twig. I'm trying to find. There's like a JS bin for Twig that someone pasted, that someone posted not too long ago. I'm trying to find it again because we could maybe use that to discuss some things. But it looks like inside of that default function, filter. I'll paste a link into the chat for the default. Okay, so yeah, if you look at the issue summary on that issue, you can see it's grabbing a variable items.next.text and then piping into the default filter and saying the default is next, but translate it, but that translation part is not working right now. So the actual kind of issue, there's a different solution for it, but I think we still need to solve or come up at least with a workaround for that. So I just thought I would open it up to you all and see. Yeah, I can't find that.
What is default?
It's almost like a, I guess it's almost like a ternary. It's whatever's on the left side of the pipe. If that is undefined or empty, then it gets the value of default. So I guess like technically we could replace this with a ternary, but people are probably going to use default, and I'm pretty sure we have other templates in core where we're using default. I should probably check that right now, but
So it's saying use the T filter, but if you get no result from it, use that string?
yeah, basically that string, that little next with the right arrow is not getting through the T filter. It seems like I haven't had a chance to play with this on a code level, but there was a test. Basically, the kind of fix for this before was, if you look at, I'll link to the patch. 1 second. The fix for this was to actually move the T to the end, but the problem with that is it's putting T on a variable, which we don't want to do. Which I didn't really catch that at first, but that kind of fixes it, but it's not really a good fix. So is that kind of making sense so far, or?
No, I'm reading to the issue.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say the exact same thing Alex just said.
Yeah, like the fix doesn't make sense, right? Because it's putting the variable through T. Okay, here we go. So it's not the Drupal 8 Twig, so it won't actually have the T filter, but we can use twigfiddle.com. I have that bookmark now. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so let's see.
What is Twig fiddle? Sorry, I just
It's like JS fiddle, or there's something like that similar.
using code like CodePen and stuff. Sweet.
Yeah, yeah. I just someone posted it on one of the kind of more PHP Twig issues, and I was
Yes.
like, that's pretty sweet. I forgot to bookmark it though, so it took me like 5 minutes now to find it. So I'm thinking like we could use this and just test it with like upper or something. Like not the T filter, but like a different filter. I think upper is one. So upper.
Oh man, it could be so sweet, but like a CodePen for Drupal, so you can like do that with Twig template off in default markup.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, so
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
I'm just making like a little fiddle thing right now to see if we can test some of this stuff just in like Twig itself, see what it's doing. So has stuff is par. Hopefully this works. Okay, well that kind of works. So save. So from what I'm seeing, it should be working. So I'll paste this into the chat as well. Basically, I have printing out two variables that are both going through default and going through the upper filter. Well, sorry, the default part is going through upper. And then the YAML thing on the right-hand side is like your Twig context, your variables. So no stuff, there's nothing there, and has stuff, has stuff. So, but if you look at the bottom right at the render, the previous is in all caps, so it looks like that filter did work inside of the default. So, not really sure why that's not working in Drupal though. So maybe it's something with how we've coded the filter. Just trying to think of why that wouldn't work, you know? Because it seems like that general pattern works based on that. So, Twig upper filter. I guess we can't get to the vendor stuff. I thought we could get to vendor stuff in the Drupal API thing. I guess I've got to go to GitHub.
What vendor stuff?
Like Twig. I was going to link to the source. I was going to link to the source for the upper filter. But I guess I can do it on GitHub. Because I just want to see if there's anything we're doing weird. Vendor to the Twig extension. And this has actually the declaration of that filter too. Oh wait, upper filter. Okay, so I pasted in the vendor code for the Twig filter, and I'm gonna go find the T filter, trans filter. Where that is, Twig extension. Okay, T. Oh yeah, so it's just, oh right. It's just mapping it to T, so get filters. Guess maybe I'll link see. Any ideas so far though, like, or do we just dig?
Yeah, it might take some more digging. I mean, are you saying you don't?
It just seems like based on that test, like the passing and failing of that test, on the comment that I linked, that that part is not working. But now I'm thinking that maybe it's because this Twig upper filter is actually, it gets, well, maybe it doesn't matter, but it takes two parameters. It's got the Twig environment and string, which shouldn't matter because all it's doing is getting the character set. Because we're basically mapping it directly to the T function in Drupal. So I'm just wondering if that makes it get handled differently somehow along the way. Because I think this upper filter is, oh no, it's still a simple filter. What else are we doing? Is safe, HTML, okay. Oh, come on. Filters, okay, never mind you, GitHub. Okay, well, yeah, I guess that needs some more debugging, but that's got to be probably its own issue anyway, I'm thinking. So, wait a second. Oh, test expansion. Okay. So, what's this one, Laurie?
I was looking for the simple filter we have in the get filters method.
Oh, yeah.
It
okay.
looks like it's mapped directly to the.
Oh, so this is a different one.
Yeah, I don't know what for is that.
Oh, if function exists, mb get info. Okay. On 197, I'll just paste that in. So it I guess changes where it goes depending on if you have that whatever PHP module or extension or whatever that thing is called. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. So that's just mapping directly. Okay.
Yeah.
So it seems like we're not really doing anything different then, because I was just going to link to the Drupal 8, where we're extending it in Drupal, and we're just, I don't think we're doing anything too crazy. It's T just maps to T. The only thing different is that is safe HTML for the auto escape, but it seems like that shouldn't break it. Okay. Well, that's something. Maybe I'll keep digging on this, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of at least like get it in your heads too.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it. I'm trying to dig around.
But like, yeah, I guess the next step would be to what I would do anyway would be to like open up, like Bartik page and just start pasting stuff in there. To use that as like a Drupal fiddle. Because it just seems like it should be working, so. Cool. All right, thanks for that. And how are we doing? All right. So any final thoughts? I should probably get going. I got to go to work soon.
Not really.
Go Twig. All right.
That's alright.
I guess we're good. So we'll see you cool cats in 2 weeks. We'll talk to you.
Yeah, during the night.
And
Yeah, it's the late one, yeah. So I don't have to run out the door at 10 in the morning to get my daughter first, or like pick her up.
Yeah.
Hi, finally. I don't was an expert thing on it. All right, I'm going back to daddy mode.
Okay.
Yeah. See you in
You all
London.
use.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.